Hello and welcome to tonight's chapter of our Snowman. We're up to chapter 12. I hope you've enjoyed the story so far. As the sleigh swished past, Father Christmas waved at everyone, and James was sure he saw him give a great big wink, especially for him. Maybe with that wink, he thought, he's trying to tell me that he's bringing me a bright green mountain bike with big fat tyres just like Paul Millard's that is on the back of his sleigh, and it's on his way to my house right now. But try as he might, James couldn't see anything that looked like a wrapped up mountain bike in among all the presents piled high on the sleigh. But maybe it was there, he thought, hidden away under all the others. He closed his eyes and hoped so hard that it was. And with another "Giddy up, my beauties, jingle those bells" from Father Christmas, the reindeer were galloping, and the sleigh was swishing, louder, through the snow. Then they were galloping through the air, rising up into the sky, up and up, faster, smaller, into the wonderful northern lights, in and out of the yellow, the red, the white, the violet, the green, and disappearing at last into the blue and the pink. And still James could hear the jingling bells. Those bells, he thought, will be heard by children all over the globe. Bells he would listen out for when he got home to bed, unless Father Christmas came before he got back. He hoped he would be home in time to see Father Christmas leave the North Pole, and then to see him arrive at his home with the reindeer and the sleigh and all the jingle bells. Imagine that. That would really be something. He had to get home fast. "Well, James," said the Snowman, "I'd better get you home, hadn't I?" It was as if he could read James's mind. "The party's over for another year. Did you enjoy it as much as I did? As much as we all did?" "More than you," said James, "more than anyone." And he meant it. Again, as he was speaking, he suddenly felt on top of the world, and he still didn't know why. But then, as he looked around, he began to feel sad. The glorious lights were gone, the jingling bells with them. All the snowmen were hugging each other, saying fond goodbyes, and one by one, two by two, they took off, flying away, arms outstretched like wings, singing to one another a song of farewell as they did so. James's snowman said his goodbyes to his friends, and one by one they gave James a hug too. James loved that, except that being hugged by lots of snowmen was quite cold. But all the hugging was soon enough over. "Home, James," said his snowman, taking his hand. "Hold on tight now." And up and away they soared, over the silence of a wild, white wilderness, along snow-covered valleys, over white peaks of mountains, homeward bound, homeward. Out over the dark, shining sea, dotted below with huge icebergs and little icebergs, and now there was a glow of great city ahead, and the bright lights of buildings and the moving cars of lights. Soon enough, they were clear of the city. Above them now were the moon and the stars, a whole sky full of them, and down below there were fields and woods and farms and houses and villages, all covered in white. Then James saw that they were his fields, his farm, his house. There was Oak Tree Field just below them. "Remember, James," said the Snowman, "I'm not very good at this landing lock. Hang on." James had already remembered. He hung on tight, closed his eyes, and waited for the bumpy landing. It was even bumpier and bouncier than before. They somersaulted over and over before they finally slid to a slithering stop right under the oak tree. Above them, the owl woke up and hooted at them. He was a not happy owl at all. He didn't like being woken up, not one bit, and he was telling them so. He hooted at them again and again.